We're going to turn now to lawmakers on Capitol Hill looking to regulate artificial intelligence. Yesterday, a Senate Judiciary Subcommittee held a hearing on the growing technology and its risks. The chief executive of the company behind the popular tool ChatGPT testified and urged lawmakers to regulate the increasingly powerful AI technology. Joining us now, the chair of that subcommittee hearing, Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut. It's good to have you on the show this morning. I'm curious, what did you learn further during this hearing about the dangers of AI, and if this CEO actually offered any really sensible solutions that could make it safer?
Thanks for having me, Mika. And I think one of the really historic aspects of this hearing was that Sam Altman and a senior executive from IBM and another leading expert from the private sector all agreed that we need rules and regulations in light of the really scary prospects raised by AI, not only in deep fakes and voice cloning, but also dislocating people from jobs, displacing them from work, the need for more training. And Sam Altman was really sincerely alarmed and in urging us to maybe have some kind of licensing, rules targeting risk, a federal agency to do this kind of regulation, even provide nutrition labels and warnings. So I think it was a good beginning, by no means the conclusion, and is laying the groundwork for action going forward. And there clearly is a need for action.
Senator, good morning. I think a lot of people listened to the testimony from the CEO yesterday of ChatGPT, who was imploring you guys to do something about the technology he has helped to create and proliferate. I guess the question is, what legislation can control this genie that clearly is out of the bottle? We've been trying to legislate and help young people with Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram and all the problems that come with that without much success. So what kind of legislation possibly could control or at least put some guardrails around artificial intelligence?
A great question. First of all, avoid the mistakes of the past. And I'm all too familiar with those mistakes because I'm involved now in trying to correct some of those abuses on social media, as you and I and others have talked about, the Kids Online Safety Act, which would help protect children against the toxic content driven at them by algorithms, very much like AI devices. And learning from those mistakes of the past means, number one, hold them responsible. Accountability is really important. Second, transparency. Open up those black boxes so that we know how AI works, and limits on use. There are areas where the risk is too high for AI to be permitted. For example, elections and the potential for disinformation on the day of the election or places where people are supposed to go to vote. And so these kinds of risk-targeted rules from a federal agency, maybe licensing, a scheme of permission, much like we do with drugs. The FDA, Food and Drug Administration, reviews and licenses drugs in effect. So these kinds of ideas, I think, are practical.
So, Senator, how do members of the United States Senate and the United States House of Representatives go about proposing legislation over an item in our culture right now, artificial intelligence, where more is unknown about the topic than is known? How do we do that?
More is known, Mike, than is known, in part because this technology is advancing so quickly. So we need to work together. And one of the really encouraging features of yesterday's hearing was strong bipartisanship. Senator Hawley is the ranking member on that subcommittee that I chair. Other Republicans participated very constructively. If you closed your eyes, you probably couldn't have told whether it was a Republican or a Democrat asking the question or making comments. And by the way, if you closed your eyes at the very beginning of the hearing, you couldn't have told that we were playing a voice clone of myself in introducing the hearing. It was eerie, even creepy. And no one, in
So
fact,
scary.
could tell that it was a clone. I think it is one of the more scary moments in the United States Senate hearing history.
Yeah. All right. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it.